Good morning, students. Today I will be discussing soft skills for business for third semester BBA of Bangalore University, session number 13 from unit number 1, elements of communication. The topic that I am discussing today is business etiquettes. But before discussing these business etiquettes, let us have the recap of the whole discussions we have made. In the last class, we had a discussion on meaning of barriers to effective communication, different types of barriers to effective communication, like semantic barriers, physical barriers, organizational barriers, and psychological barriers. Today, we will be discussing with the hope that in the last class assignment you have all done the topic business etiquettes. Etiquettes are nothing but mannerism. Etiquettes are nothing but the manners which are accepted, the manners which are established in the society or in a particular profession. Let us go through the meaning of this. Meaning of etiquettes. It is the forms or manners established as acceptable or required by the society or profession. That means to say that in a very simple sense, etiquettes means mannerism. Business etiquettes means business mannerism. Let us discuss the meaning of business etiquettes. It means the general way of behavior. It is general way of self-conduct by which one person presents oneself. In other words, it is also called as business mannerism. How a business presents himself or herself, how a businessman presents himself or herself in the particular situation or circumstances in the most established and acceptable manner. What are the general business etiquettes? The general business etiquettes are given here, the list of them you can see on the screen. Honesty. Honesty is actually the best policy. Honesty in speech and conduct is absolutely essential. Actually, whatever we speak, that we should deliver. That should be there as a business etiquette. That mannerism should be there. It should not be a false, what is called as misrepresentation or false promises. The business organization makes one promise without a delivery of that promise, without actually executing that promise, will have its negative impact on day-to-day business affairs of the business. So, the general business etiquette, very first one is honesty. One should deliver what is promised. One should conduct what is spoken. The next one is sensitivity. It should understand, every business should understand the feelings and needs of other persons, the feelings and needs of the customers. Otherwise, the business will not be what is called as improved. The business will not be improved or will not be developed. So, sensitivity to the feelings and needs of other person is important in business etiquettes. After all, needs of the person or needs of a business firm are needs. They are actually the needs of what the needs we have. In that way, sensitivity should be there as one of the important general business etiquette to be successful in business. Warm and friendly behavior. The business organizations should have friendly behavior by other person. Let others to communicate openly. When there is a atmosphere of friendly exchange of communication, friendly behavior among one business to another business, one businessman with the another businessman, or the persons who are working in one organization, between the persons, if there is a friendly behavior, the business will cherish, the business will improve. Then the business need to have another important business etiquette is diplomacy. One businessman should choose the acceptable forms or expressions of the feelings in a diplomatic way without hurting others. Without hurting the feelings of others, the businessman should conduct their day-to-day affairs of the business. Otherwise, the business will have a negative impact. Then appearance. In appearance, the very renowned important or renowned thing is dress. a dressing code, or the way one uses the body language while sitting or while standing, or what do you call body language or impressions, or vice versa. The appearance, not only the physical appearance, but also associated with the body language is another important etiquette of a business. How one is expressing himself or herself in convincing others. Now let us discuss what could be the business meeting etiquettes. When the manager or the people in the top hierarchy, or the people in the same hierarchy, or the people in the lower level conduct any business meeting, what are the various mannerisms they should keep in mind? First of all, they should prepare well in advance. This is one of the important etiquette of business meeting. Without preparation, meeting should not be conducted. If meeting is conducted without preparation, they will not be able to answer the questions posed by the people who have attended the meeting, or the people who are going to attend the meeting. So in order to convince the attendees of the meeting, in order to express or present properly whatever the communication they need to present, it could be the communication about sales trend, profit trend, future plan, or it could be the communication about the past development of the organization in the past, or the present situation of the organization, or their future plans. So all these matters in business meetings, they should prepare well in advance. If they do not prepare well in advance, then it will be very difficult for them to manage the meeting process. Therefore, without preparation, everything will go haphazard, everything will go in a very jumbled way. No one can understand what is happening. In the meeting, they should properly write actually what is the purpose of calling the meeting, and what is the actual agenda of the meeting, and inform all the people who are responsible, without whose presence the decision will not be taken. Quorum is important in conducting a meeting, so they should keep in mind in advance when they are calling for a meeting of shareholders, when they are calling for a meeting of functional managers, when they are calling for a meeting of production department, finance department, marketing and sales department. Proper agenda should be written down, and based on the agenda, proper points to be discussed should be taken down, and then a resolution should be made, and that resolution should have the quorum of the members. Therefore, informing in advance the members to be present, informing well in advance 2-3 days before the conduct of meeting, and keeping the resolution book or meeting minutes book with them, and then circulating the resolution or the proceedings of the meeting to the interested parties, all comes under the mannerism of conducting a meeting in business organization. Because in business organization, meetings are conducted, okay, for every aspect there will be what is called as the use of 5 M's, that is the men, money, material, machines and methods. Because all these resources of the organizations are involved in a particular decision of a meeting, meeting should be well prepared in advance. Then in a meeting, one should dress well. One should dress well and arrive well in time. Coming late to the meeting or coming too early to the meeting will have no sense. So wearing a dress which irritates someone, or wearing a what is called as informal dresses, or wearing of a dress which is not allowed in the organization, all these things will distract the people who attend the meeting. So dress code and time management matters. Then the starting of the meeting, proceedings of the meeting, discussion of the meeting, and ending up of the meeting, all these things will have the what is called as tenure. All these things will have a schedule. So from so and so time to so and so time. So when somebody says that tomorrow there is a meeting, you please come and attend. It is a vague information. Why? Because there is no mention of time there, there is no mention of venue there. So to conduct a meeting, business mannerism says that one need to inform the attendees about the time of conducting the meeting, the time of ending the meeting, and the place where meeting is going to be conducted. All that information need to be given, because in big organizations, meeting place and the workplace will be far distant. To reach a particular place of meeting, they may take more time. Therefore, it should be informed well. They should inform well about the time of the meeting, about the place of the meeting. Then sitting at the appropriate sitting arrangements. So when sitting arrangements, scientific sitting arrangements are made to conduct a meeting, sitting in appropriate places matters. Otherwise, what happens is, if people are dispersed, giving away the space in between, then that will have a sort of what do you call, lack of good atmosphere for meeting. The person who is conducting the meeting will have to speak loudly, or the people who are attending will have to speak loudly for giving their opinions in order to discuss and decide about a particular agenda. Therefore, seating arrangements should be in such a way that everybody should listen to everybody, and everybody is visible properly, and everybody can hear properly, and there should be a proper ergonomics, sitting arrangements of all the attendees, and the attendees need to sit in a place where it is assigned for them. Usually these days when meetings are conducted, seating arrangements are made, and on the chairs itself the names or the designation of those people will be in front of the chairs. It is kept on the table, so that wherever it is kept, they need to go and sit there. There is no bias there, there is no problem. Otherwise, what happens is, who is going to sit in which place, in order to clarify that only, time will go and there will be a confusion. There may be personal bias about sitting arrangements. So all these things matters. Selection of the chairs, selection of the chairs also matters. What type of chairs one is selecting for conducting a meeting, whether the chairs are arranged in a scientific manner, whether all can see everybody, and whether all can hear everybody matters. So therefore, sitting at the appropriate place is one of the important business etiquette of business meeting mannerism. And when we are attending the meeting, it is a common sense that one need to switch off the mobile phone. If the mobile phones are allowed in an organization, in most of the organizations mobile phones are not allowed. For any emergency call, the organization will give some of the for some of the exceptional cases, organizational facilitators will provide the telephone facility to the workers. But when the mobile phones are not allowed, this point does not exist. When the mobile phones are allowed, at that time the attendees need to understand that they should switch off their mobile phone while meeting is in process. Otherwise, if somebody calls, if somebody sends any message, it will create distraction and irritation to other attendees, and thereby the concentration will be affected and meeting will not be properly conducted. Therefore, switching off the mobile phone or keeping the mobile phone in the aeroplane mode or silent mode will be more better. Otherwise, if there is some any important information coming away from some of the important clients or coming away from the family members, so the person who is having the phone can see. In some organizations, even for that there is no provision. They cannot take the mobile phone when the meeting is conducted. Everybody should keep the mobile phone outside, hand over it to the facilitator. They will keep it and number it. After the meeting is over, they will give back. Because these days when some strategies are discussed in confidential meetings, there are chances of what is called as opening of these business secrets to the competitors. So in order to avoid this business secrecy, avoiding of mobile phones, that too these days mobile phones are very very advanced versions are coming up. So these days mobile phones are not allowed in most of the places where important decisions are discussed and decided. Therefore it is an important business etiquette to switch off the mobile phone at the time of attending the meeting or conducting the meeting, be it the person who is conducting the meeting or be it the persons who are attending the meeting. Then acknowledge the introductory remarks with a brief recognition of the person in the chair and the participants. It is a mannerism that when a meeting is conducted, it is always better to highlight the purpose of the meeting in front of the attendees. Otherwise, there are some attendees hurry-burriedly without knowing the reason of attending the meeting, they may attend. In an emergency, they may attend. In such a cases, when the introductory remarks are given, when some of the brief introduction about the meeting is given by the chair or the chairperson to all the members, it will be very, very fruitful. Then never interrupt anyone if you disagree. So in a meeting, if you disagree with somebody's thought, when discussion is going on, if somebody is giving their opinion, their thought, and if you disagree with them, never interrupt them in between. Let the person who is speaking out his or her opinion, let them to speak freely, completely. Then one person, if he or she gives pause, or one person if he or she completes the discussion, then at that time one can express their opinion. Sometimes what happens, disagreement may lead to anger may lead to conflict. Therefore a meeting is conducted to resolve the conflicts, not to give birth to the conflicts. In order to avoid all these chaos and confusion, one should never interrupt the people who are speaking, who are giving their opinion on some particular topic. So therefore, when a discussion is going on, we need to allow the person who is speaking out so that they can freely convey whatever they want to convey. Later on, discussion is open for everyone. They can discuss and decide. Then there is another mannerism that be brief and relevant while speaking. There are some people, to speak small things, they take more time. So that consumes more time, and that wastes the time. Time is an important resource of an organization. Therefore, in the beginning itself, I have discussed that the time of conducting the meeting and the time of winding up of the meeting is an important aspect, because time is money these days. Time is power, time is money. So we cannot waste the time. We cannot waste the time for discussing unproductive things, for discussing unprofitable things. Therefore, we need to keep in mind the time management while we are speaking, so that we can allow others also to speak and express their opinion in business meetings. Now, the second common business etiquette is business phone etiquettes. So let us discuss what are the business phone mannerisms are. The first one is, before ringing the phone, decide the message. See, when you are going to give a call to another interested party of a business, it could be a shareholder, it could be a banker, it could be a agent, it could be a distributor, or it could be a manager, it could be the person working within the organization. Before giving the call to them, it is better to decide what is the purpose of calling them. Otherwise, for explaining the purpose itself, again it will take a lot of time. So next one is, keep the message structured and short. When you have a message to convey to your interested party, it could be the employees, shareholders, bankers, the legal advisors, or anyone, suppliers of your materials or distributors of your materials, keep your message structured and short, and that too, if possible, in the printed form, or if possible in the written form. When you keep yourself with a piece of paper or a scribbling pad, if you keep everything ready, once the call is received, you can inform your interested party to go through this information, or to understand about the information whatever you are intended to inform that particular receiver. Then while making a call, it is always preferable to compliment before your introduction. When you are calling somebody new person, some new customer, some new client, or some new businessman, you need to compliment before your introduction. Compliment can be in whatever way you would like to. So then we need to speak in polite, pleasant and positive manner. When we are discussing in a mobile phone or through telephone or through landline, our tone, our pitch and our what is called as speaking style should be polite. It should be acceptable, pleasant, peaceful and in a positive manner. So that is also one of the business etiquette. Then never speak too slowly or too loudly. When you speak too slowly, the other person cannot, there is a problem of hearing, then there is a problem of understanding it, there is a problem of listening. When you speak too loudly, at that time also there is a problem of understanding it, and there can be a problem of misunderstanding. So never speak too slowly or too loudly. This is another important etiquette of business. If you are conducting a business through telephone, usually what happens is, these days telecallers or the people who work as telecallers in electronic companies, in insurance companies, in banking companies or in credit rating companies or in different service organizations, sometimes we face these problems with these telecallers. They keep on calling in spite of your instruction not to call. They keep on calling in spite of your instruction you are not interested. They keep on sending the message which is not properly hearable, which is not properly audible, therefore that creates a sort of irritation among the listeners. And stay calm and control under pressure. When you are making a call under pressure to some of your client or interested parties in business, one should keep in mind that you are not speaking, speaking beyond your boundary, you are not speaking beyond your limit, you are not using vulgar language, you are not using a language which is hurting somebody's feelings, because you are in a pressure, you are under pressure, but the person who is receiving the call may not be under pressure. Sometimes what happens, your pressure cannot be understood by the person who is receiving the call. Therefore, even when you are anxious, when you are under pressure, when you are happy or when you are angry, in all such cases, when you are making a phone call to your interested parties, you should keep in mind that you are very calm, so that you can clearly explain whatever is required to your client or to your interested party. You should be more alert and attentive while taking on phone. So far I told you about speaking in the phone, but when you are at the receiver's end, you should be alert and attentive. Maybe there may be an important call regarding business, or if you do not listen patiently to the presentation or the message given by the other person on the other side, then decisions or understanding may be affected. Therefore, when you are at the receiver's end, be calm, alert and attentive while receiving the call without getting any interruption. You receive the call, understanding the call matters. Otherwise, what happens is, I have received the call, and after receiving the call, I have kept it mobile phone somewhere else, and I am engaging myself in other activities, speaking to someone else. All these disturbs the free flow of communication. Therefore, when we are into call, when we have received the call, we should attend the call properly, so that the person who has called us, who has selected us to call us, should convey it properly. Otherwise, the person who has called may not convey the message. They may what is called as delete the call, or they may stop the call. Okay, they may feel bad. All these things may happen. So privacy and security should always be kept in mind while talking on the phone. Preferably, when we are talking on the phone on some of the important matters relating to the rules and regulations, policy making, or any important decisions in the organization, it is always preferable to keep ourselves away from the public places and speak it in a separate place, so that we can speak it properly and others cannot grasp what we are speaking or what we are intended to speak. Most of the time what happens, somebody is speaking on something, others will interpret it another way. So that is why when we are speaking something important and relevant to the organization, we need to keep our mind cool and calm and sit in a place where there is no disturbance, there is no movement of people there are no gatherings there. We need to sit in one separate place, preferably in a separate cabins, so that we can convey it properly. Otherwise, if something is personal, we should always speak all those things in our homes. So we should not keep everything personal in the workplace. Personal and professional balance we need to make. If we get any call, personal call from someone, we need to align ourselves in a separate place and discuss that also in the same manner. Otherwise what happens is, we will get disturbed and the other people will also get disturbed by this. Now we will discuss another business mannerism, business etiquette, that is the table mannerism. The table mannerism during lunch, the table mannerism during dinner. So actually what happens is, in business organizations, most of the time the business organizations host the lunch or dinner, or there will be a get together, there will be a gatherings there. Time and again they conduct meetings. Whenever they conduct meetings, they have the habit of having lunch together or dinner together. In such cases, when the clients have come from far off places, when the clients have come from different states, or when the clients are very important, hospitality matters. If hospitality is done with a proper planning, then the guest takes a good impression about the company. After all, the very basic purpose of organization is to create good impression in the minds of the guests, or in the minds of the workers who are working, or the interested parties. And the hosting of lunch, hosting of dinner could be one of the diplomatic step towards it. So what are these important mannerism that we need to keep in mind while we are hosting or conducting some meetings with the food facility? Carry your guest to hotel or restaurant that cater his or her preferable taste and preferences. So dear students, when we have a guest, we need to take that guest to such a hotel or restaurant or a place where that guest gets the food he or she wants. If we take the right person to the wrong place, then the impression will be bad in the mind of the guest about the organization. Therefore, this is one of the important mannerism that we need to keep. You know better, you can understand there are different types of foods available. North Indian food is available, South Indian food is available, Thali food is available, full lunch is available, full dinner is available. Then you have the food of other countries as well available in India, Chinese food, Japanese food, US food. So some people like to have red wine with red flesh and white wine with white flesh. Some people like to have vegetarian food, some people like to have non-vegetarian food, some people like to have the food with less spice, some people guests like to have the food with more spice. All these preferences we need to keep in mind when we have invited some guest, or when we have some guest interested party to the business. Therefore, this becomes an important thing that we need to keep in our mind. Then present the menu card to your guest, and ask the guest about his and her preferences of food or beverage. So it is always preferable to present the menu card. The menu card will always be available in the hotel. On the table it is kept, or the server or the waiter will come and provide you the menu card. If you are well known about the menu, you can ask the preferences orally, or else it is always preferable to hand over that menu card to the guest and ask for his or her preferences, because as I told you earlier, food habits are different across the world, then across the regions. So is the case with beverages. some would like to have tea, coffee, some would like to have cool drinks, some would like to have the fresh fruit juice, some would like to have soft drinks or hot drinks, something like that. It differs. Then again, one of the important aspect in business etiquette or business mannerism is switching off the mobile phone. When we are having a dinner or lunch, it is always preferable to switch off our mobile phone. Otherwise, if somebody calls and we take the call, and people they may stop eating, thinking that once you finish the call, they again restart. But if the calls keep on coming to you and you keep on receiving the call, at that time what happens is everybody will get disturbed, and at the time of having food, it is always better not to move the body or not to move ourselves or not to use mobile phone frequently. It is not a good gesture, it is not a good mannerism. Therefore, when we are having food, it is always preferable to keep our mobile phone switched off. Then we should always eat slower than your guest. It is another mannerism. So eating styles again matters here. So eating styles. So some people eat very fastly, some people eat slowly, depending upon the type of food they have opted, depending upon the type of food they have preferred. But it is always preferable when you are with the guest. When you are with the guest, we should be little flexible. We should be little flexible. Whatever we are practicing, that is personal, but when we are with the guest, we need to keep in mind that we should be a little slower than the guest. It will give a good impression. Otherwise, we finish it off early and the guest is keeping on eating. It creates a sort of embarrassment to both of them, especially to the guest. It is a sort of embarrassment. Therefore, to avoid that embarrassment, we need to eat little slowly and then attend the guest till the meal arrives. So sometimes what happens is, in the budget hotel or in the motels or in the restaurants, or it could be in the star hotels, when the food is ordered, they will not serve quickly. So till the food arrives, it becomes the duty of the person host. It is the duty of the host to attend the guest. While attending the guest, it is always preferable to have the discussion of informal way, because it is a informal setup where we have taken the guest informally for food. Therefore, we should not discuss anything formal there. It is always preferable to speak informally about the life, about the happenings, about the recent developments, about the family, friends, all these things. Then better to keep quiet while eating. It is always preferable to keep quiet while eating. We should not keep on speaking while eating, because there are chances of what you call as when we are achieving something, that when we start speaking, there are chances of spitting up those things. Whatever the people are eating, there are chances of spit, and there are chances of what is called as making the table dirty, or there are chances of getting some problems either in chewing or swallowing. Therefore, in order to avoid all these problems, in order to avoid all such problems, it is always preferable to keep quiet, enjoy the food while eating, and without discussing anything when the food has already arrived. Then serve the guest by putting the meal or food in his or her plate. It is always the tradition that when you have a guest, it is always the tradition that we need to serve the food to them. Otherwise, they sometimes they feel shy. Sometimes they will not come forward to what is called as have a self-service. So if we serve them, and if we request them to take more, if we request them to take try for all the food which is ordered, it will give a very good impression in the mind of the guest. Therefore, it is always better to serve the food to the guest that we have. Then do not drink or eat too much, as it will spoil the image. See, when a food party is arranged, or when a lunch or dinner is arranged, we should not either eat food heavily or drink heavily, because when we do so, our image will get spoiled out. See, the person who is in the chair of a guest, they may not speak out anything in front of us, but they will get bad image about us. Therefore, to avoid such things, we need to follow this thing. Then after finishing the meal, ask the waiter. And one more important thing is here, I think it is left out, one point is left out here, that see, if we are sitting in a table, we should not stretch our hands to the far off distance to get some food. Instead of that, we can ask the person who is sitting very nearby to that food plate or to that place to serve or to give that plate. Because if we stretch our hands from this corner to that corner, from what is called as from this distance to another distance, either it will disturb the people on the table or it will not have a good image. Okay, the image will be spoilt at that time. Then when we finish the lunch or dinner, we should ask the waiter to bring the bill concealed in menu. Usually it is a business etiquette, but in most of the hotels, when we go with the guest and all, the bill will come in a concealed sealed form of what is called as concealed in menu. In the menu card itself, it will be kept inside and it will be given to the person who has hosted it. Then we can see the bill, one can see the bill and pay the bill along with the payment of the bill on humanity grounds. Who has served, the waiter has served, so for that waiter one can give the tips, or one can give as a wish. They can give what is called as some small amount, so that their service is acknowledged. They will also feel happy. Dear students, today we have learned about business etiquettes. The business etiquettes play a dominant role in one's success and satisfaction. Etiquettes are the forms of mannerism which are established in a business organization. We have learned about the business etiquettes in conducting meetings, etiquettes in attending or calling the mobile phone, or having the table mannerism while conducting the food parties, or while hosting the what is called as lunch or dinner to the guests. So today I am winding up of this session. Dear students, go through the MCQ questions and the study material. If you find even more material for this, you collect the material, try to learn even better, even more, then try to solve the MCQ questions given. If you are not able to understand any questions, you can ask me freely and you can clarify it. Till then, take care. Bye bye.